Hey y'all, my name is Mallory Paulino from SAHMallorie. I post all kinds of homemaking and cleaning content, and today's video is going to be a 2-day clean with me. I have a to-do list that's a mile long and I want to hit every single room in the house, and I know there's no way I'm going to get that done in like 2 hours before we need to make dinner and before my husband gets home. I think we're gonna start in the playroom, which is something I have not done in a really long time because the playroom is always an extreme disaster. I let the kids do what they want in there. They can have at it, make a mess, and I don't pick up in there a ton just because it always is a really big mess and it's kind of overwhelming, but also because it's a playroom, so the toys on the floor in there don't really bother me that much because it's kind of separate from the rest of the house. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started in there, and my goal is to at least get like the playroom, bare minimum, get the playroom done today. So we'll see how far we get. So the playroom took an extremely long time to clean up as usual because you saw how messy it was a second ago, and now you'll get a kind of closer look at that. The entire Lego bin had been dumped out, so I had to pick up Legos individually because also a bag of tortilla chips had been dumped in here, and you'll see once I get over to the left a little more that there were chips mixed in, so I couldn't just scoop all the Legos up because I didn't want to put chips in their Lego bin. So I had to go through and pick up these teeny tiny Legos individually, and this took an extremely long time. So I'm speeding that way up. And I'm going to try and remember to leave timestamps. That way you can skip ahead to specific parts of the video. If you don't really care too much about seeing me pick up millions of Legos, you can just skip ahead to the next part or whatever part you want to see. Now I'm almost done in the playroom. I'm just going to cross-wave the floors, which I don't do near often enough in here, but I had to do it today because we had chip crumbs everywhere. But yeah, after picking up all of those Legos, I almost convinced myself to just put them away in like a bin that I can put in the laundry room and get them out when the kids ask for them. But just keeping those put away because that was such a pain to clean up. But then after I got the playroom cleaned, the kids sat and played for like 2 hours with those Legos. So we're just gonna try and do better at picking up after we clean up. And it's been several days since I filmed this, and we have been doing pretty good at picking up after ourselves, so it doesn't get to be such a giant mess because now they're getting a little bit older that they're starting to learn those habits. But I even need to work on that for myself, honestly, because as y'all can see, our house is always a disaster. So clearly I'm not very good at picking up after myself as I go, and I try and get in the habit, and then I usually do good for like a week or two, and then I start slacking again for a couple months, and then I say I'm gonna get better, and it's just kind of a cycle. So that's why every once in a while we get some like extreme cleaning videos, but hey, it's great for my channel. Alright, so now it is bright and early the next morning. I think it's like 7 o'clock when we got started. I had some coffee because I knew that our to-do list was extremely long. I wanted to get the entire rest of the house done, besides the playroom, obviously, before 1 o'clock, because that's when we had to go to Brooklyn's nature class. So we actually did wind up getting it all done for once. That almost never happens. But then we went to Brooklyn's nature class this afternoon, and we had so much fun. In the homeschool co-op group that we're in now, we do art class one week, and then next week is nature, then the next week is science, and then the next week is nature. So it just rotates like that, and that's every Wednesday. And every Friday we all have like a park day, and we all just meet at the park just for fun and a picnic, and it's so much fun. We're really loving it, and we've been doing the library almost every day too, because we go to 3 different libraries on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And then Fridays and Wednesdays we have the co-op class, and then our weekends we have Saturday off, but then Sunday we have church. So we have been fully booking out our weeks lately, and it's been so nice, because for the longest time we only had one vehicle, so I was stuck at home every single day of the week except for going to church, and sometimes we didn't even go to church because we had newborns and all. So it was really hard for a little bit, but now we've just been booking out our weeks as much as possible, and I feel like we are thriving. We're just in a really good season of life right now. I feel like I'm definitely thriving, and I feel like the kids are thriving, because their fighting had been getting so bad. Like, we were all just tired of being stuck in the house together and tired of seeing each other constantly. But now that we've been going out constantly, we've been all so much more laid back and so much happier. It's been extremely nice. I know that was a little bit of a tangent, and I'm cleaning the kitchen right now, but yeah, I'll just let you watch for a little bit without me talking constantly. So I always have to fight the urge to like sportscast everything I'm doing in my videos for some reason. Like right now, usually I'm like, okay, and now I'm gonna clean out the sink and wash these extra couple dishes. I don't know why, because like I feel like you can see for yourselves what I'm doing, so I don't know if that's like dumb for me to do, but sometimes I feel like if I don't, then half the video is just dead silent. So I don't know, and then I feel like if I'm not talking about what I'm doing, it's just completely irrelevant to the video, like talking about our homeschooling journey and stuff like that earlier. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Like sometimes I don't know what to talk about, and sometimes I feel like I'm talking too much, like right now. I don't know. And I also wanted to point out that you may have noticed I'm using Clorox wipes to wipe everything down, and that is not normally what I do. Normally I just use a multi-surface cleaner on everything, but we've been fighting sniffles and sore throats a little bit off and on lately. Nothing major at all, but I'm just wanting to give everything a good sanitizing. That's what I like to do whenever our immune systems are just feeling a little bit low and we can't really seem to shake just not feeling very well, I always go in and sanitize everything. I'm not a huge fan of using Clorox wipes and things like that on a daily basis, especially on surfaces that the kids touch a lot, because I feel like they're really harsh for like the kids' sensitive skin. But yeah, like I said, it's just something I like to do every once in a while if our immune systems are just struggling a little bit. Usually around the fall, I have to do it once or twice. Alright, now we're going to move on into the living room. I feel like the kitchen took forever, but that's because I wiped down almost every single surface in the kitchen. That's just the main place that things get dirty, and the main place people are just touching on things, so I just wanted to really get that wiped down, but it took forever, so that's why, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but that's why this video is pretty sped up, and it's a little bit longer than my normal videos, even though it's sped up a lot more than my normal ones, because we got so much more done today than we do in most of my videos. It's probably one of my busiest videos yet. But I also don't like having videos that are like 25 or 30 minutes long or longer, because I know that me personally, I'm not going to sit down and watch a video for that long usually. But yeah, so it's packed full with lots of really good cleaning motivation, and it feels so good to have this all cleaned up. I have been going through like every 2 hours since filming this. I've been going through and just tidying up the house constantly and just wiping everything down as I go, just because it feels so peaceful and so nice to have this really clean, like the entire house clean. So I've been really trying hard to maintain it. Like I said earlier, it usually kind of goes through a cycle where I do really good for a week or two, and then I start slacking off for a month or two, and then I start picking back up that slack, but it feels really good when it's done. So I really hope this gives you some motivation to tackle your whole house or one particular room, one particular area, whatever it is. My main one was the playroom, and I also have the master closet and the laundry room and Elijah's room too. Those are also things we need to work on. The laundry room, I'm going to try and organize that really soon, and the master closet. Elijah's room, we're going to redo his room just like we did Brooklyn's pretty soon. So hopefully that'll get done pretty soon, and so that room won't just be sitting empty, because as you've seen in some of my previous videos, it easily becomes kind of a catch-all because we're not really using that space. So things tend to pile in there. When I don't know where else to put something, I just kind of put it in there. But anyways, I'm going off on a tangent again. So yeah, I should have lots of really good organizing videos coming soon, because I do have a couple spaces that I'm really wanting to redo coming up soon. So keep an eye out for those. I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but the floor in here, we just redid it back in January of this year, so not even a full year ago. But the floor is actually peel and stick tiles, and they looked great, but it was just kind of hard to do them like around some of the edges and corners, like around the toilet, because they came in squares and they were like thick, so you can't just cut them easily, but like the toilet's round, so it was hard to get them to fit perfectly. And so I feel like there are lots of little like cracks in between them, like spaces, because you don't put that cement or ceiling stuff, whatever, I don't know the term, and my husband always makes fun of me because every time I use the wrong term for it. But anyways, so you don't put any of the stuff that like seals the tiles together, so I feel like there's constantly water and who knows what else, because it's a bathroom, getting stuck in between there, and it just keeps it really dirty. We also have some paint splatters on there that we still have not been able to clean up. So soon we're probably just gonna rip all this up and put down like actual tile. We're going to look and see what our options are, because we have one space where there's not tile, where the old vanity used to be, and we just put some wood under there and then put the peel and stick tiles on top. So we're trying to look through our different options, but I'm hoping we can do this floor again soon, because also the top of it is peeling off on a couple of them, so I don't think they're like waterproof. So not the best choice for a bathroom. Don't do peel and stick tiles in the bathroom like us, because it is not the greatest choice at all. But now, as you can see, I'm in Brooklyn's room cleaning up, and I mention this constantly, but this is by far my favorite room to be in right now, and it's my favorite room to clean because I feel like we have a really good like organizing system going. Like in the closet, everything's neat and tidy and organized, everything's got its place in here, so it's just fun to clean. And of course, I think the room itself is gorgeous, so it definitely brings me so much joy. And I know I say it constantly, but I think that every single time I walk past this room or every time I go in here, it just makes me so happy. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but in the last several videos, probably like the last month or so worth of videos, the lighting in the bedroom has looked really off. I don't know if I've even really been in here much because of this, but we have a fan that's remote controlled, and we lost the remote for it, and I think it's somewhere in the closet that I desperately need to reorganize. Hopefully that's coming up soon, but I'm pretty certain the remote's in there because I've cleaned this room countless times. It's not under the bed or anything or behind the dresser, so I'm like certain it's in the closet. But now the light is off, and there's no other way to turn the light on. We have the fan on, thank goodness, because we live in the South where it's extremely hot. Even though right now it's almost fall, technically it's still like 100 degrees. So I'm so glad that we lost the remote when the fan was on high at least. But I tried to kind of color correct and brighten up these clips in the editing process, but it still just looks kind of dark and dull in here, so I'm sorry. And now we're finally done. We got that entire to-do list done with an hour to spare. I got to sit down and rest for an hour before we left for nature class today, and it feels so good to have this done. Also, I mentioned in my last video that we were getting really close to 500 subscribers, and I think like that night or something we hit 500 overnight, and so I'm extremely excited. Thanks for all the support and everyone who likes my videos and watches and comments and everything. It's a lot of fun to get to know you guys, and if you haven't already, I would love for you to join us here. But anyways, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!